Истинная трансформация начинается, когда мы принимаем свою тень и находим свет внутри себя, так говорил Карл Густав Юнг, чьи новаторские открытия в области бессознательного значительно изменили наше понимание человеческой природы. Это глубокое утверждение является ключом к пониманию того, как женщина, пережившая боль расставания, может преобразить утрату в источник силы. Она достигает этого не через мольбы о любви, а пробуждая ее собственной внутренней энергией. Речь идет не о погоне за прошлым, а о обретении мудрости, которая позволяет стать личностью, чья внутренняя ценность неоспорима, побуждая других возвращаться к ней без единого слова. Мы отправляемся в путешествие, чтобы осознать, как молчание, самодисциплина и любовь к себе способны фундаментально изменить вашу жизнь и восприятие тех, кто когда-то вас покинул. Пробуждение самоценности. Представьте себе женщину, которая без остатка отдала свое сердце отношениям, но столкнулась лишь с равнодушием. Она неустанно отправляла сообщения, искала ответы и отчаянно надеялась, что ее усилия смогут возродить угасшую любовь. Однако настал момент, когда она просто остановилась. Не было ни слезливых писем, ни драматических сцен, лишь тихое, но глубокое осознание. Она устала быть незаметной. Юнг учил, что в бессознательном хранятся наши самые сокровенные истины. В тот решающий миг ее душа прошептала: «Ты достойна большего». Это был не конец, а рассвет ее возрождения. Задумайтесь, когда в последний раз вы чувствовали, что отдаете больше, чем получаете, и что могло бы измениться, если бы вы тогда выбрали себя. Юнг утверждал, что боль — это не противник, а наставник. Когда мужчина уходит, оставляя после себя пустоту, это не просто потеря, это приглашение к глубокой трансформации. Вместо того, чтобы писать ему, она начала писать совершенно новую главу в своей собственной жизни. Она не искала его внимания, она заново открывала себя. Юнг называл это индивидуацией, процессом становления самим собой через осознанный выбор. Ее молчание, вместо того, чтобы быть признаком слабости, превратилось в мощную стратегию. Она перестала быть постоянно доступной, и это отсутствие вынудило его бессознательное зафиксировать ее исчезновение. Спросите себя, как часто вы пытались вернуть кого-то, теряя при этом себя, и каково было бы просто отпустить ситуацию? Сила стратегического молчания. Теперь представьте, как меняется ее поведение. Она больше не инициирует контакты первой, не просматривает его социальные сети и не ищет оправданий его молчанию. Это не игра в недоступность. Это сознательный выбор сохранить свою энергию. Юнг говорил, что бессознательное других людей реагирует на нашу внутреннюю силу. Когда она перестала быть постоянно на связи, он начал ощущать пустоту. Его сообщения участились, но ее ответы были краткими и сдержанными, не позволяя эмоциям взять верх. Это было не отказом от чувств, а утверждением ее самоценности. Какие ваши действия подпитывали чужое равнодушие? И как бы вы себя чувствовали, если бы сохранили свою энергию? Были моменты, когда ей хотелось написать, объясниться, вернуть прошлое, но она напоминала себе, что любовь, требующая самопожертвования, не есть любовь. Ее молчание стало зеркалом, отражающим его неспособность ценить ее. Юнг учил, что отсутствие ответа — это мощный сигнал для бессознательного. Он начал задаваться вопросами. Почему она не пишет? Что я потерял? Какие ваши действия могли бы стать зеркалом вашей ценности, и как это изменило бы его восприятие? Как можно понять, что вы на верном пути? Наблюдайте за его реакциями. Если вы становитесь менее доступной, он может начать искать вас, пытаясь заполнить образовавшуюся пустоту. Юнг называл это резонансом архетипов. Когда ваша внутренняя сила пробуждает его бессознательное, не требуйте объяснений, просто оставайтесь верными себе. Ваше молчание говорит громче слов, создавая пространство, где ваша ценность становится очевидной. Какие его действия свидетельствуют о том, что он чувствует ваше отсутствие, и как это отражает вашу силу. Трансформация через рост и дисциплину. Сила, о которой мы говорим, это не погоня за прошлым, а построение нового будущего. Она проявляется в том, как вы выбираете себя, как вы преобразуете боль в личностный рост, как вы позволяете молчанию стать вашим голосом. Юнг называл это алхимией души, процессом, в котором боль преобразуется в силу. Если вы начнете замечать, как ваше молчание меняет его поведение, это верный признак того, что ваша энергия уже работает. А что, если вы уже обладаете этой силой, но просто не использовали ее осознанно? Знаете ли вы, что 90% наших эмоциональных реакций зарождаются в бессознательном, прежде чем разум успевает их осмыслить? Юнг учил, что отсутствие — это не пустота, а мощный сигнал, пробуждающий тени другого человека. Сегодня мы углубимся в психологию отсутствия, которая делает ваше молчание магнетическим. Речь не о том, чтобы играть в недоступность, а о мудрости, позволяющей вашей энергии говорить громче слов. Мы разберем, как стратегическое молчание создает контраст, заставляя его бессознательно искать вас, и как этот процесс трансформирует не только его, но и вас. Представьте, что вы перестаете писать ему, проверять его социальные сети или реагировать на его действия. Вместо привычного «как дела?» наступает тишина. Юнг говорил, что бессознательное ненавидит пустоту и стремится ее заполнить. Когда вы исчезаете из его мира, он начинает замечать ваше отсутствие. Его разум задается вопросами. Почему она не пишет? Что изменилось? Это не манипуляция. Это закон природы. То, что становится редким, приобретает ценность. Задумайтесь, как часто вы заполняли тишину, боясь потерять его, и каково было бы позволить тишине говорить за вас. Теперь поговорим о вашей энергии. Юнг утверждал, что манипуляторы и равнодушные люди питаются вашей реакцией. Если вы пишете, спорите или оправдываетесь, вы отдаете им контроль. Но если вы молчите, вы сохраняете свою силу. Попробуйте не отвечать на его сообщения сразу. Займитесь собой, медитируйте, работайте над своими целями. Когда вы, наконец, ответите, сделайте это кратко и спокойно. Все хорошо, просто занята. Это показывает, что ваша жизнь наполнена, и он не является ее центром. Спросите себя, как часто вы реагировали из страха, и каково было бы ответить из силы. Юнг говорил, что бессознательное реагирует на изменения. Если вы всегда были доступны, ваше внезапное отсутствие создает дисбаланс. Он привык к вашему вниманию, и его потеря вызывает тревогу. Речь не о том, чтобы наказать его, а о том, чтобы показать, что ваша энергия не бесконечна. Он может написать: «Ты пропала», пытаясь вернуть контроль. Ответьте: «Просто живу своей жизнью». Это заставляет его бессознательно переосмыслить вашу ценность. Какие ваши действия делали вас предсказуемой, и каково было бы стать загадкой? Если вы молчите, он может начать искать вас, писать, звонить, искать встречи. Юнг называл это проекцией тени, когда человек сталкивается с тем, что теряет. Не поддавайтесь искушению вернуться к старым привычкам. Продолжайте жить своей жизнью. Ваше отсутствие говорит: «Я выбираю себя». Какие его действия показывают, что он чувствует вашу тишину, и как это отражает вашу силу? Давайте избегать ошибок. Юнг предупреждал, что преждевременная реакция разрушает эффект молчания. Если вы отвечаете на его первое сообщение или проверяете его профиль, вы теряете силу. Удалите его контакт, если нужно, чтобы напомнить себе: ваша энергия не для тех, кто ее не ценит. Какие ваши действия ослабляли ваше молчание, и как вы можете сделать его более твердым? Ваше отсутствие не пустота, а магнит. Оно работает, потому что обращается к его бессознательному, заставляя его видеть вашу ценность. Что если ваше молчание не слабость, а путь к новой вам? Что если оно может трансформировать не только его, но и вас? Любовь к себе как магнит. Что делает женщину той, чья энергия притягивает без слов? Юнг говорил, что истинная сила рождается, когда мы принимаем свою тень и живем из состояния целостности. Сегодня мы углубимся в то, как любовь к себе становится магнитом, притягивающим уважение и внимание. Это не о том, чтобы вернуть его, а о мудрости, которая делает вас женщиной, чья ценность очевидна. Мы разберем, как любовь к себе создает энергию, заставляющую его бессознательное искать вас, и как этот процесс трансформирует вашу жизнь. Представьте, что вы начинаете день с заботы о себе. Медитации, тренировки, чтения. Юнг учил, что любовь к себе — это не эгоизм, а основа подлинных отношений. Когда вы наполняете себя, вы излучаете изобилие, а не нужду. Если он пишет «не бросайте все, чтобы ответить». Займитесь собой и ответьте позже. Все хорошо, просто занята. Это показывает, что вы не его опция, а приоритет для себя. Задумайтесь, как часто вы ставили его выше себя, и каково было бы поставить себя на первое место. Теперь поговорим о вашей энергии. Юнг утверждал, что бессознательное реагирует на внутреннюю уверенность. Если вы постоянно ищете его одобрения, вы теряете силу. Вместо этого делайте то, что заставляет вас сиять. Танцуйте, пишите, путешествуйте. Когда вы живете из любви к себе, ваша энергия меняется. Он может не видеть вас, но его бессознательное чувствует этот свет. Спросите себя, какие действия заставляют вас чувствовать себя живой и как они влияют на вашу энергию. Еще один ключ — ваша независимость. Юнг говорил, что манипуляторы ищут тех, кто зависит от их внимания. Если вы всегда доступны, он воспринимает вас как должное. Но если вы живете своей жизнью, встречаетесь с друзьями, следуете своим мечтам, он начинает видеть вашу ценность. Если он пишет «ты пропала», ответьте «просто живу своей жизнью». Это заставляет его бессознательно переосмыслить вашу роль. Какие ваши действия делали вас зависимой? И каково было бы стать независимой? Если вы излучаете любовь к себе, он может начать искать вас, писать, звонить, искать встречи. Юнг называл это проекцией анимы. Когда ваша сила пробуждает его бессознательное, не возвращайтесь к старым привычкам. Продолжайте сиять, учитесь, растите, любите себя. Ваша энергия говорит «я выбираю себя». Какие его действия показывают, что он чувствует вашу силу, и как это отражает вашу любовь к себе? Давайте избегать ошибок. Юнг предупреждал, что попытка угодить разрушает вашу силу. Если вы возвращаетесь к старым привычкам, оправдываясь за свою независимость, вы теряете ясность. Будьте тверды. «Я занята, но давай договоримся позже». Это не холодность, это любовь к себе. Какие ваши действия ослабляли вашу энергию, и как вы можете их заменить? Ваша любовь к себе не просто чувство, а магнит. Она работает, потому что обращается к его бессознательному, заставляя его видеть вашу ценность. Что если ваша любовь к себе не просто выбор, а путь к свободе? Что если она может трансформировать не только его, но и вас? Дисциплина как путь к свободе. Когда вы в последний раз чувствовали, что ваша дисциплина защищает вас от хаоса? Юнг говорил, что истинная свобода рождается, когда мы принимаем свою тень и живем из состояния осознанности. Сегодня мы углубимся в то, как дисциплина становится вашим путем к свободе, укрепляя вашу любовь к себе и делая вас магнетической. Это не о том, чтобы вернуть его, а о мудрости, которая делает вас женщиной, чья энергия притягивает подлинность. Мы разберем, как дисциплина создает силу, заставляющую его бессознательно искать вас, и как этот процесс трансформирует вас. Представьте, что вы устанавливаете правила: не писать ему, не проверять его социальные сети, не реагировать на его действия. Юнг учил, что дисциплина — это не ограничение, а освобождение. Каждый раз, когда вы сопротивляетесь импульсу написать, вы укрепляете свою внутреннюю силу. Вместо этого направьте энергию на себя. Тренируйтесь, учитесь, медитируйте. Это создает энергию, которую он чувствует, даже не видя вас. Задумайтесь, как часто вы поддавались импульсам и каково было бы заменить их дисциплиной. Теперь поговорим о ритуалах. Юнг утверждал, что бессознательное реагирует на последовательность. Создайте утренний ритуал. Йога, ведение дневника, чтение. Эти действия не только укрепляют вас, но и создают контраст, который он замечает. Если он пишет «Не бросайте свои ритуалы», ответьте позже «Занята, но все хорошо». Это показывает, что ваша жизнь наполнена, и он не является ее центром. Спросите себя, какие ритуалы могли бы укрепить вашу дисциплину и как они изменили бы вашу энергию. Еще один ключ – ваша решимость. Юнг говорил, что манипуляторы ищут тех, кто теряет фокус. Если вы возвращаетесь к старым привычкам, пишите ему, проверяете его профиль, вы теряете силу. Установите цель – неделя без контакта. Каждый день без него – это день, когда вы растете. Если он пишет «ты пропала», ответьте «просто живу своей жизнью». Это заставляет его бессознательно переосмыслить вашу ценность. Какие ваши действия ослабляли вашу решимость? И каково было бы стать тверже? Теперь обратите внимание на свою трансформацию. Когда вы дисциплинированы, вы становитесь смелее, свободнее, целостнее. Юнг называл это индивидуацией, становлением собой. Ваша дисциплина не только щит, но и зеркало, показывающее ему, что он должен уважать вас. Какие изменения в себе вы заметили и как они изменили вашу жизнь? Давайте избегать ошибок. Юнг предупреждал, что отсутствие дисциплины разрушает силу. Если вы начинаете ритуалы, но бросаете их ради его сообщения, вы теряете фокус. Будьте тверды. «Я занята, но давай поговорим позже». Это не отказ, это дисциплина. Какие ваши действия отвлекали вас от фокуса, и как вы можете их устранить? Ваша дисциплина не ограничение, а путь к свободе. Она работает, потому что обращается к его бессознательному, заставляя его видеть вашу ценность. Что если ваша дисциплина не просто выбор, а путь к новой вам? Что если она может трансформировать не только его, но и вас? Принятие силы для подлинной жизни. Когда вы в последний раз чувствовали, что ваша сила сияет, несмотря на боль? Юнг говорил, что истинная трансформация начинается, когда мы принимаем свою тень и живем из состояния целостности. Сегодня мы завершим наше путешествие, приняв вашу силу как женщины, которая не просит любви, а воплощает ее. Это не о том, чтобы вернуть его, а о мудрости, которая делает вас магнетической, живущей из любви к себе. Мы разберем, как принять эту силу и построить жизнь, где ваша энергия притягивает подлинность. Представьте, что он пишет «Ты пропала, но вы продолжаете жить. Тренируетесь, учитесь, сияете». Юнг учил, что отказ реагировать на манипуляции – высшая форма свободы. Ваша сила говорит «Я выбираю себя». Это заставляет его бессознательно переосмыслить вашу ценность. Он начинает искать вас, потому что чувствует, что теряет что-то важное. Задумайтесь, когда вы в последний раз выбрали себя вместо реакции, и как это изменило ваше ощущение свободы. Юнг говорил, что женщина, живущая из изобилия, становится магнитом. Наполняйте свои дни смыслом, творчеством, встречами с друзьями и мечтами. Если он пишет «Не бросайте все, чтобы ответить». Ответьте позже с теплом. «Занята, но все хорошо». Это показывает, что вы не его опция, а приоритет для себя. Его бессознательное начинает уважать вашу независимость. Спросите себя, какие ваши действия показывают вашу наполненность жизни и как он на них реагирует. Еще один ключ – ваша ясность. Юнг утверждал, что манипуляторы ищут тех, кто сомневается. Если он пишет «Ты изменилась», скажите «Я просто стала собой». Это не защита, это утверждение вашей силы. Ваша ясность – это щит, защищающий вашу душу от чужих проекций. Какие моменты заставляли вас сомневаться, и каково было бы ответить с уверенностью? Теперь обратите внимание на свою трансформацию. Выбирая себя, вы становитесь смелее, свободнее, целостнее. Юнг называл это индивидуацией, становлением собой. Ваша любовь к себе — это зеркало, показывающее ему, что он должен уважать вас. Какие изменения в себе вы заметили и как они изменили вашу жизнь? Не требовать его одобрения, не гнаться за прошлым, а позволить вашей энергии говорить. Юнг говорил, что любовь к себе — путь к подлинным отношениям. Что если ваша сила не просто выбор, а путь к свободе? Что если она может трансформировать не только его, но и вас? Иначе вы рискуете стать одной из тех, кто винит мир, вместо того, чтобы искать ответы внутри. Любовь к себе не просто чувство, а путь. Это путь, меняющий вас, его и мир вокруг. Доверяйте ему, живите из своей силы, и вы найдете жизнь, где вы сияете.
Listen up. Right now, at this very moment, you're either moving toward your goals or drifting further away. There's no in between. And let's be real, most people are stuck. Stuck in their habits, stuck in their excuses, stuck in a cycle of laziness that keeps them from living the life they were meant to live. But let me tell you something. Laziness isn't just about lying on the couch or procrastinating. It's deeper than that. It's a mindset, a disease that creeps into your thoughts, your routines, your identity. It's that little voice that whispers, I'll do it later, I'm too tired, or it's not the right time. And every single time you listen to that voice, you kill a piece of your potential. The world doesn't reward the lazy. It rewards the relentless, the disciplined, the ones who refuse to settle. If you want to break free from mediocrity, if you want to unlock your true power, you need to wake up. You need to destroy the habits, the thoughts, the comfort that's been keeping you stuck. Because laziness isn't something you manage, it's something you kill, and it starts with one thing: taking control of your mind. The battle isn't with the outside world, it's with you. Your thoughts, your actions, your discipline. That's what determines whether you win or lose. And the first thing you need to understand, your mind is your greatest weapon. Train it for discipline, not comfort. Laziness is a disease. Kill it before it kills your dreams. Laziness is not just a bad habit, it's a disease. It creeps into your mind like a virus, infecting your drive, your potential, your future. And the worst part? It convinces you that it's harmless. It whispers, relax, take it easy, you deserve a break, until one break turns into a habit, and that habit turns into a lifestyle of mediocrity. Laziness is a slow poison. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It eats away at your potential one wasted hour at a time. It shows up as snoozing the alarm. It shows up as scrolling endlessly on your phone. It shows up as, I'll start tomorrow. And the moment you accept it, the moment you let it take root, it grows like a weed, choking out every ounce of ambition you have. Successful people aren't special. They aren't born different. The only thing they've mastered that lazy people haven't is the ability to reject comfort. They feel tired too. They feel like giving up too, but they act anyway because they understand that laziness is the ultimate killer of dreams. Look around at the people who are stuck in life, who complain about never getting ahead. What's the common factor? They gave in to laziness. They settled for comfort instead of pushing for growth. They let short-term pleasure rob them of long-term success. Your body wants easy. Your mind craves easy. But easy is what keeps you weak. Every time you choose laziness, you reinforce the habit of quitting. You train your brain to avoid discomfort, and that's a dangerous place to be, because discomfort is where growth happens. Think about the most successful athletes, business leaders, and performers. Do you think they got there by giving in to laziness? No. They built discipline. They crushed their excuses. They forced themselves to take action even when they didn't feel like it. And that's exactly what you need to do. Kill your laziness before it kills your dreams. How? By taking control, by recognizing it for what it is, a silent assassin of potential. The next time you feel yourself making an excuse, stop, call it out. Don't let laziness win. If you feel tired, push harder. If you feel unmotivated, do it anyway. If you feel like quitting, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Most people will never do this. Most people will stay trapped in the cycle of laziness because it feels good in the moment. But you are not most people. You have a choice. Either let laziness control you or take control of your life. Discipline beats motivation. Act regardless of how you feel. Motivation is a lie. It's a feeling, and feelings are temporary. You can't build success on something that comes and goes. One day you're fired up, the next day you're not. That's the problem. If you rely on motivation, you'll never be consistent, and inconsistency is the death of progress. Discipline, on the other hand, is bulletproof. It's what separates the winners from the quitters. Discipline doesn't care if you feel tired. It doesn't care if you're in the mood. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I'm doing it anyway. Think about the last time you felt motivated. Maybe you watched an inspiring video, heard a great speech, or had a moment of excitement, and for a little while you felt unstoppable. But what happened when that feeling wore off? Did you still take action, or did you fall back into your old habits? This is why motivation is a trap. It tricks you into thinking you need to feel like it to take action. But the truth is, the people who achieve great things don't wait to feel like it. They act despite their emotions. They get up when they're tired. They work when they don't want to. They push forward when every fiber of their being is screaming at them to stop. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is training yourself to take action no matter what. It's creating habits that force you to move regardless of motivation. It's waking up early even when you're exhausted. It's hitting the gym even when you don't want to. It's doing the work even when you feel uninspired. The beauty of discipline is that the more you practice it, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle. The first few times it's hard. Your brain resists. Your body complains. But over time, it becomes automatic. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't waste time debating whether you should do it. You just do it. This is the mindset you need. The mindset of a warrior, a champion, someone who doesn't let emotions dictate their actions. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do. And the people who win in life are the ones who master discipline, not the ones who wait for motivation to strike. Comfort is the enemy. Growth comes from pushing limits. Comfort is a silent killer. It feels good, it feels safe, but it destroys your potential. Comfort keeps you in the same place while the world moves forward. It makes you settle, telling you that you've done enough when deep down you know you haven't even scratched the surface of what you're capable of. Comfort is the reason people live average lives, stuck in jobs they hate, trapped in bodies they don't love, surrounded by people who drain their energy. They trade their dreams for ease, and they justify it by saying, at least I'm comfortable. But the truth is, comfort is a slow death. The people who win in life are the ones who understand that growth only happens when you push beyond your limits. They willingly throw themselves into discomfort because they know that's where transformation happens. Every great achievement, every major breakthrough, every success story is built on a foundation of discomfort. It's built on sleepless nights, on hours of practice, on pushing when everything inside screams for you to stop. Look at anyone who's accomplished something great. They didn't get there by doing what was easy. They got there by doing what was necessary. They lifted heavier when their muscles burned. They worked longer when their mind was tired. They took risks when everything inside them wanted to play it safe, because they knew that the only way to grow was to force themselves into situations where they had no choice but to get stronger. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They take the easy path, the shortcut, the path of least resistance. But what they don't realize is that every time they choose comfort, they're choosing weakness. They're reinforcing the habit of quitting. They're training themselves to be mediocre. And over time, that becomes who they are. Someone who backs down when things get hard. Someone who never reaches their full potential. You have to rewire your brain to love discomfort. You have to see pain as progress, struggle as strength, and hardship as an opportunity to grow. The moment you start embracing discomfort is the moment you start evolving into the person you're meant to be. You need to get addicted to pushing your limits, to stepping into the unknown, to doing what scares you. Because the life you want isn't found in your comfort zone, it's waiting for you on the other side of fear. The gym is a perfect example. You don't build a muscle by lifting what's easy. You build muscle by lifting what challenges you, by pushing until you fail, by embracing the burn instead of avoiding it. Life works the same way. Your mind, your skills, your resilience, they all grow when you push past what's easy and step into what's hard. The moment something feels uncomfortable, that's your signal to go all in. If a task scares you, do it. If a challenge seems too big, take it on. If something makes you nervous, that's exactly what you should be chasing. Because every time you push past a limit, you create a new one. Every time you step into discomfort, you become stronger, smarter, and more powerful. And the more you do it, the more unstoppable you become. Take action now. Waiting is a trap. Waiting is the biggest lie you've ever been told. You don't need more time, you don't need more information, and you sure as hell don't need permission. You need to move right now, because every second you wait, you're giving someone else the opportunity to take what should have been yours. People waste their lives waiting for the right time. They say, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll do it when I have more money. I'll begin when I feel motivated. And guess what? That perfect moment never comes. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And if you don't act now, you never will. The most dangerous thing you can do is hesitate. Hesitation is a dream killer. It allows fear to creep in, doubts to take over, and excuses to multiply. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. Your brain starts feeding you reasons why it's not possible, why it's not the right time, why you should just stay where you are. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're still stuck in the same place wondering why your life hasn't changed. Action is the cure. The moment you stop thinking and start moving, everything shifts. You stop overanalyzing, you stop doubting, and you start creating momentum. Because success isn't about having the perfect plan, it's about taking imperfect action. It's about jumping in, making mistakes, learning as you go, and adjusting along the way. Think about it. How many things in your life could have been different if you had just acted sooner? How many opportunities have you missed because you hesitated? How many dreams have you let slip away because you waited for the perfect moment? Enough. The time is now. It doesn't matter if you're not ready. No one is ever truly ready. The people who succeed are the ones who start before they feel prepared. They take the leap, they figure it out, and they grow through the process. That's how real success is built. Not by waiting, but by moving. The best way to destroy hesitation is to make action your default. Stop debating, stop waiting, stop overthinking. The moment an opportunity arises, take it. The second you have an idea, execute it. If something needs to be done, do it immediately. Train yourself to act so fast that fear doesn't even have a chance to enter your mind. Most people live their entire lives in the someday mindset. They tell themselves they'll do it next week, next month, next year. But someday isn't real. It's an illusion. It's a comfortable lie people tell themselves to avoid the discomfort of taking action. The only time that exists is now. And the people who win are the ones who understand that. Look at the most successful people in any field. They didn't wait until they were experts. They didn't sit around hoping for the perfect conditions. They started, they acted, they moved forward, even when they didn't know what they were doing. And because they took action, they learned, they improved, and they became unstoppable. Your dreams don't care how you feel. They don't wait for you to be in the mood. They don't put themselves on hold while you get ready. They are either happening or they're dying. And the only difference between those who make it and those who don't is action. If you have a goal, start working on it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. If there's something you've been putting off, do it now. If there's a decision you've been avoiding, make it immediately. Because the longer you wait, the weaker you become. And the weaker you become, the less likely you are to ever do it. There is no magic formula. There is no secret to success. It all comes down to one simple principle. Take action now. Because the people who act now are the ones who win. Excuses don't build success. Results do. Excuses are the language of failure. They are the stories people tell themselves to justify why they aren't where they want to be. Every time you make an excuse, you give away your power. You trade responsibility for comfort. And in doing so, you lock yourself in a cycle of mediocrity. The truth is, no one cares about your excuses. Life doesn't reward effort, intentions, or justifications. It rewards results. Either you did it or you didn't. Either you showed up or you didn't. No one is going to hand you success because you had a good reason not to take action. You can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. The people who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to let circumstances dictate their destiny. They don't complain about their situation. They don't waste time explaining why they couldn't make it happen. They focus on what they can control, they adjust, and they find a way to win. Your habits define your future. Build winning routines. Your life is a reflection of your daily habits. Success isn't one big moment, it's a series of small, consistent actions repeated over time. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is what they do every single day. Your habits either push you forward or hold you back. If you wake up late, procrastinate, and waste time, your future will reflect that. But if you wake up with purpose, take action, and stay disciplined, success becomes inevitable. The key is to build habits that align with your goals. Make progress non-negotiable. Train yourself to operate at a high level regardless of how you feel, because your future isn't determined by luck, talent, or circumstances. It's determined by the choices you make every single day. Destroy distractions. Focus is your superpower. Distractions are the enemy of progress. Every time you let something pull your attention away from your goals, you lose momentum. The world is designed to steal your focus. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment. If you don't take control, distractions will control you. The most successful people in the world guard their focus like their life depends on it because they know it does. When you eliminate distractions, you gain power. You start finishing what you start. You get more done in a day than most do in a week. Train yourself to lock in, to shut out the noise, to give your full attention to what matters. Because focus is rare, and those who master it dominate. Destroy distractions. Focus is your superpower. Distractions are the silent killers of success. Every second spent on something that doesn't move you forward is a second stolen from your potential. The modern world is built to pull you away from your goals. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, meaningless conversations. If you don't take control of your attention, someone else will. The most successful people are ruthless about protecting their focus. They eliminate unnecessary noise, they prioritize what matters, and they train their minds to stay locked in. Success isn't about doing a million things at once. It's about mastering the art of deep focus. The ability to shut everything out and channel your energy into one task at a time is what separates the winners from the distracted masses. Hard work is non-negotiable. Embrace the grind. There's no escaping the grind. You can't avoid the effort it takes to get there. Every great achievement is built on long hours, discipline, and an unshakable commitment to the process. Most people want the rewards without the struggle, but that's not how it works. The grind is where you build resilience, sharpen your skills, and prove how badly you want it. It's where you separate yourself from those who are just playing around. The ones who succeed are the ones who show up day after day, putting in the work, even when no one is watching. Hard work isn't a burden, it's the price of greatness. Energy creates momentum. Move, don't hesitate. Energy is everything. The way you move, the way you speak, the way you attack your day, it all determines the results you get. High energy creates momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going even when things get tough. Most people wait to feel motivated before they take action, but that's backward. Action creates motivation. Movement generates energy. The moment you start, your body and mind shift into a higher gear. The more you move, the more power you have. The more power you have, the more unstoppable you become. The key is to never stay stagnant. Hesitation kills momentum, and once you lose it, getting it back is 10 times harder. The secret to winning is to always be in motion. You have one life. Stop wasting time. Dominate it. Time is the most valuable thing you have, and every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. Most people act like they have forever, putting off their dreams, delaying their goals, waiting for some perfect moment that will never come. The truth is, you don't have time to waste. Every day you let slip by is a day you could have used to build, to grow, to become something greater. The people who win are the ones who treat time like a precious resource, who refuse to waste it on meaningless distractions, who wake up every day with purpose. The clock is always ticking, and the only way to make the most of it is to take massive action now. Time is running out. The clock is ticking, and every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. You have one life, one shot, no rewinds, no do-overs. And the truth is, most people will waste it, making excuses, waiting for motivation, playing it safe. But that's not you. You're here because you refuse to settle, because you know there's more inside of you, because you're ready to rise. Now is the time to move, to push past the limits, to eliminate distractions, to embrace the grind, and to dominate every single day. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The only thing that matters is action right now, today, because the people who take action are the ones who change the world. And that's exactly what you were born to do. This is Tony Robbins. Track, subscribe, commit, and let's take your life to the next level. No more waiting, no more excuses. Get up, get moving, go dominate your life. Ladies and gentlemen, what if the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted was belief? Not talent, not timing, not even luck, just belief. The kind that ignores limits, defies fear, and dares to act as if anything is possible. Most people never find out what they're capable of, not because they lack potential, but because they've been trained to doubt it. But when you learn to believe, truly believe, as if the impossible is already within reach, something powerful happens. Your mindset shifts. Your energy changes. Doors begin to open, not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you start showing up differently. This isn't about pretending or hoping. It's about choosing to live as though success is already chasing you, not the other way around. And when you make that shift, you don't just imagine change, you become the change. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they've convinced themselves it can't be done. And once that belief settles in, they never truly try. But what if that belief is the only thing in your way? Consider what happens when you begin to act as if your goals are possible, even when fear lingers. Because once your mindset changes, everything else follows. One powerful idea is this: if the future already belongs to you, belief becomes your greatest asset. More powerful than talent or education, belief unlocks your true potential, which otherwise remains dormant, like a lion held in chains. Belief is not about wishing or hoping. It's the deep internal certainty that what you want is already within reach. When your belief becomes unshakable, when your thoughts and emotions align with your vision, you activate a force within that drives creation itself. Belief doesn't just shape your behavior, it reshapes your identity. It raises your sense of self until even the impossible gives way to your determination. Recognize this: most people drift through life with vague intentions. They wish for things to improve, they wait for change, hoping for a breakthrough, but they don't truly believe. There's a passage in Romans 4:17 that says, faith calls things which are not as though they were. That's more than poetry. It's a law of the mind. The person who behaves as if success is already theirs will always outperform the one who waits for proof. Belief comes first, evidence follows. Belief is what calls the evidence into existence. Take control of your thoughts. Train your mind. Discipline it. You must guard it fiercely, refusing to allow doubt, fear, or hesitation to take root. These are illusions, smoke and shadows that vanish the moment belief takes center stage. The world will tempt you to pause, to second guess, to settle, but you must stand firm. You must declare, I will not bargain with my purpose. Reality is not just what others observe, it's what you choose to make real. One example, someone born into scarcity believed from a young age that he was meant to build something great. He didn't wait for permission or recognition. He carried that vision in the way he spoke, walked, and worked. Even when his resources were minimal, he wasn't pretending. He was living a truth that already existed inside him. Eventually, the world caught up to that truth. So must you. Your belief is the seed. Your daily efforts are the water. Your persistence is the sunlight. Together, they produce results that may look miraculous to others, but you'll know they were always part of the plan. This isn't fiction. It's a principle. It's the same law that has lifted countless people from nothing to greatness. Nourish your belief. Feed it. Speak life into it. Visualize it. Act on it. Guard it from doubt, from delay, from negativity. Speak it into existence. Daily life vision question. When you feed it into your mind to give it form, this isn't no doubt that has lifted countless, because once your belief becomes unbreakable, no obstacle can withstand it, no challenge, no failure. Belief makes you unstoppable. And one day, when the world stands in awe of your success, you won't be surprised. You'll simply recognize it because you believed it long before they did. Train your mind to expect victory. Greatness cannot be achieved by those who anticipate defeat. That's not just a powerful thought, it's a spiritual principle. No one rises higher than the thoughts that dominate their mind. If you secretly expect to fail, you will. If you've already accepted defeat within, no amount of strategy can save you. A mind conditioned by fear and doubt, one that sees obstacles instead of openings, will quietly sabotage every opportunity. And this sabotage isn't loud or obvious. It hides in hesitation, in delay, in convenient excuses. You may label it caution or realism, but often it's fear in disguise. The encouraging truth? Just as the mind was trained to doubt, it can be retrained to expect success. The mind isn't fixed, it's fertile. It produces what you plant. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. This isn't poetic, it's foundational. Your mind is the engine room of your destiny. Whatever you feed it becomes your reality. Feed it fear, and you reap failure. Feed it faith, and watch possibilities unfold like the morning light after a long night. That's why each day must begin with mental ownership before the world gets its say. Declare your vision. Shape your inner world before external noise attempts to shape you. See yourself already victorious, walking through doors you once assumed were locked. Think from abundance, not lack. Speak about potential, not limitations. Expect good outcomes. Prepare for forward momentum. Do not allow a single negative image to dominate your imagination, because what holds your focus directs your future. Challenges will come. This is a given, but your perception must evolve. Challenges are not barriers, they're bridges. They don't seek retreat, they serve as tests for the next elevation. Recall the story of a man who, during the Great Depression, rose from hardship to become a boxing world champion. Long before he won with his hands, he won with his mindset. He trained himself to believe in a comeback. He saw himself rising, even when the world expected him to stay down. That belief shaped the way he fought, endured, and showed up. He entered the ring already victorious in his spirit. Once you believe change is possible, life begins to reflect that belief. Circumstances adjust, people come into your life, doors open, not because they suddenly appeared, but because you've trained yourself to see them. Life begins to align when belief outweighs fear. That's not coincidence, it's consequence. You must become the architect of your internal world. Build a vision so vivid, so unshakable, that no temporary loss can damage it. Guard your thoughts with discipline. Watch over them like a gatekeeper. Don't let mediocrity or comparison settle in. Every day is a contest for belief, and every time you expect more, you elevate. Train your mind to expect growth, and growth will meet you. This is the practice of achievers. Victors, those who made history. They managed their inner climate, even when everything around them screamed failure. They imagined brightness under gray skies, they carried confidence in empty pockets, and because they believed differently, they lived differently. They lived differently. So ask yourself, what do you expect? When you close your eyes, what do you see? Do you see a future worth striving for? Then think in alignment with it. Speak in alignment, move in alignment. Refuse to give power to any version of reality that conflicts with your vision. Your life will always follow the course of your dominant thoughts. Victory doesn't visit the doubtful. It belongs to those who expect it, plan for it, and don't stop until it's real. If the current is already moving, believe and watch it carry you to places you once only imagined. Now act as if your goals are non-negotiable. Most people treat their goals like hopes, fragile ideas that fade under pressure, delay, or distraction. They say, I want, but rarely mean I will. They wait for the right time, a signal, or someone's approval. But you must live differently. If you're going to rise, if you want a life of significance and legacy, your goals must become firm, fixed, and final. They must become law in your world, not wishes, but declarations, unbreakable commands you issue to yourself and the universe. And such a command must not return empty. You're not here to request permission from life. You're here to state your outcome and then pursue it with relentless conviction. Success is not handed to those who merely hope. It is secured by those who choose. Your mind must be made up so firmly, so completely, that even storms or setbacks can't shake you. Your commitment must burn like a fire, undeniable, unshakable, unstoppable. That's the force of creation. When Moses faced the sea, he wasn't told to wait, he was told to move forward. And only after he stepped did the waters part. It's the same with your life. The path doesn't appear before you move. It appears because you move. Most wait to see the whole staircase. But true power belongs to those who begin climbing with faith in every step. Don't delay. Act. Even when the road ahead looks like an ocean. One historical figure was born into hardship, the daughter of a washerwoman. Society had written her story, but she refused to read it. She rewrote her own. She didn't treat her dreams as possibilities. She treated them as certainties. She treated her dream as destiny. She moved with urgency, formed powerful alliances, and never stopped learning. There was no time for excuses, no room for doubt, and no space for the opinions of smaller minds. Her belief became her armor. Her goal became law. And now, you must do the same. Walk not as someone waiting for change, but as someone already stepping into the future they've decided on. Let your posture shift. Let your voice carry more weight. Let your eyes reveal a mind made up. When you speak, let it sound like certainty. When you act, let your steps echo with purpose. This is the path of those who build legacies. Many dreamers fall short not because they dream too big, but because they believe too little. They treat goals like options, not obligation. But when a goal becomes law, you remove the back doors. There are no pauses, only progress, only fire, only finish. Write your vision deep within you. Etch it into your routines. Guard it with your time. Fuel it with consistent action. And you'll see doors open that logic can't explain. People will show up. Opportunities will unfold. Not because of luck, but because belief in motion attracts results. Make your goal your identity. Once it becomes part of who you are, no force can stop what's been set in motion. No matter how gifted or driven, no one can thrive in an environment filled with doubt. You could hold a vision powerful enough to move mountains, but if you plant it in toxic soil, it will wither before it ever blooms. Your environment is never neutral. It either lifts or limits you. It either nurtures belief or drains it. That's why you must guard your atmosphere as fiercely as a king guards his crown. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. Every word you hear, every opinion you consider, and every person you allow near affects your mental landscape, for better or worse. In Corinthians 15:33, we are warned, bad company corrupts good character. That's not just moral advice, it's strategic. The wrong people weaken your belief, but the right ones amplify it. The conversations you have today shape your actions tomorrow. Belief is not isolated, it is influenced by the company you keep. Choose your circle with intention. Surround yourself with visionaries, those who speak life into your goals, not those who hold you to your past. Be with people who fan your fire, not extinguish it. If those around you don't challenge your limits or draw out your strength, they're not allies, they're liabilities. One historical figure, born into slavery and hardship, rose to become a national voice in education and progress. He didn't get there on belief alone. He surrounded himself with mentors and leaders who reflected the future he saw. His rise wasn't an accident, it was a product of his environment. His circle demanded growth and reinforced his vision. You must be just as intentional. Audit your surroundings. If someone consistently brings fear, limitation, or negativity into your space, they're contaminating your potential. Remove them. With love, but with firmness, then replace them with people who speak the language of possibility. Find those who dream bigger, act bolder, and carry faith in what's yet to be seen. Iron sharpens iron. Your belief will never reach its full power in isolation. You need voices that echo your goals. You need companions who say, let's go further when you feel like quitting. Because belief isn't just an internal fire, it grows stronger when others add fuel to it. Plant yourself in empowering spaces. Surround yourself with courage. Enter rooms where your dreams feel small, not because they are, but because those around you dream even larger. Your tribe multiplies your momentum. Their energy strengthens your resolve. Their expectations become your standard. And once you're rooted in the right environment, belief becomes natural. It doesn't have to be forced. It becomes your default. From there, no mountain is too steep, no goal too bold. Because now belief doesn't just live in you, it lives around you. And collective belief moves faster than anything standing in its way. Your story isn't defined by what happened. It's defined by how you tell what happened. Every event, every setback, every closed door isn't who you are. It's the raw material that shapes who you become. Like any material, its value lies in how you use it. Most people carry their pain like a sentence. They replay it until it becomes their identity. But the great ones, the creators, the visionaries, they turn pain into power. They stop asking, why me, and begin asking, what now? Here's the truth. Your past is not a judgment. It's a classroom. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every delay wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to prepare you. In Genesis 50:20, Joseph tells his brothers, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. That's not denial, that's dominion. That's the power to reframe your story and draw strength from it. Pain is not your enemy, it's the sculptor of your purpose. Stop rehearsing your pain. Start uncovering the purpose buried within it. If all you focus on is what you lost, you'll never see what you gained. Strength, perspective, resilience. These are the hidden treasures forged in struggle. Your story gains true strength when you stop telling it with sorrow and start telling it with wisdom. You weren't buried, you were planted. One iconic entrepreneur proved this principle. Before building one of the most recognized global brands, he spent years selling milkshake machines. Many would call that wasted time. He didn't. Every failed deal, every setback became preparation. He didn't curse his past, he used it. And when the right opportunity came, he was ready. Your setbacks don't disqualify you, they shape you, if you choose to learn from them. The past is not a weight, it's a design. Reread it with fresh eyes. Reclaim what it taught you. If you see every trial as punishment, you'll stay small. But if you see it as preparation, you'll walk forward with power. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are powerful people with purpose. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are the architect of what's next. Let your past be a weapon, not a wound. Let your scars remind you not of defeat, but of survival. Use your history as a platform, not a prison. The greatest leaders didn't rise because they avoided hardship. They rose because they learned how to transform it. They rose because they redeemed their pain. They gave new meaning to old experiences. They rewrote the narrative over past memories. And now, it's your turn to do the same. Start by blessing your past. Speak life over it. Say, that shaped me, that trained me, that was necessary. Because when you choose to honor your past, your future opens with grace. The doors swing wide. The energy around you shifts. And you move forward not in regret, but with revelation. Your story is a sword. Wield it. Let your testimony stand as proof that pain was never the end. It was the beginning of your strength. Let every challenge become a tool to sculpt your belief. Because your belief is like a muscle. It does not grow in ease, but under pressure. Without tension, your faith remains untested and weak. It might sound impressive when spoken, but it holds no weight in real struggle. Like muscles that tear and rebuild stronger, belief must be pushed before it becomes durable. This is not punishment. This is preparation. James 1:2 reminds us, count it all joy when you face trials, knowing that testing produces endurance. Trials are not obstacles to destiny. They are the path to it. We must stop avoiding difficulty. Challenge is the training ground of the soul. Every hardship, every setback, every moment of delay is a weight. Lift it, and you grow. Let challenge carve away doubt. Let it shape your focus. Strip your excuses, define your core, and reveal your strength. The pressure you resist is often the very pressure meant to prepare you for greatness. When the world pushes back, push forward harder. When your plans collapse, rebuild with more clarity. The strength of belief isn't measured when everything is easy. It's proven when everything shakes. Faith that only works in calm waters isn't real faith. It's fantasy. But belief that stands through storms becomes unbreakable. Consider one historical figure who was born into slavery, orphaned, and denied opportunities at every turn. He had every reason to give up, but he didn't. He stayed focused. He studied the peanut, a small overlooked crop, and extracted over 300 practical products from it: paints, oils, medicines, and more. Where others saw limitation, he saw a possibility. He turned adversity into advantage. And that's how you must see your own setbacks, not as signs of defeat, but as seeds of progress. When pressure shows up, let it press you into purpose. When time delays your dream, let it refine your patience. When resistance rises, sharpen your strategy. Each trial becomes a coach. Each hardship becomes a hammer. You become like steel, forged in fire. Your belief doesn't become unstoppable by avoiding hardship. It becomes unstoppable by enduring through it and rising stronger. The people who reach greatness are not those who walk the easiest path, but those who transformed resistance into power. They didn't just make it, they changed. So when life hits hard, don't step back. Let the obstacle become your workout. Let resistance be your new routine. You're not wasting time when things get hard. You're developing the very character your future requires. No structure stands tall without a strong foundation, and foundations are laid with force. Let every trial remind you of who you are becoming. Let every setback prove that belief is not soft, it is active, gritty, and persistent. You were not made to be crushed by life. You were made to conquer it. But only if you embrace the pressure that shapes you. Every delay is a setup for your return. Every opposition is a chance to evolve. When it's all said and done, the world should witness a version of you that only the fire could create. Because belief, when tested, becomes truth, and truth, once lived, becomes power. Speak with the voice of belief. Your words are not just sounds in the air. They are seeds that shape your future. Every sentence you speak either waters your belief or weakens it. Every word builds the house you will eventually live in. This isn't exaggeration, it's law. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Your words don't just describe your life, they define it. Yet most people speak carelessly. They complain, they doubt, they speak failure aloud and wonder why their life reflects fear instead of faith. But your speech reveals your belief. What you say often is what you believe deeply, and what you believe forms the framework of your future. Ask yourself, when you talk about your future, what tone do you use? Boldness or fear? When you speak about yourself, do you declare strength or surrender? You cannot build greatness with the language of limitation. Your words must rise to the level of your vision. Speak forward. Speak upward. One historical leader, long dismissed and underestimated, refused to let others define her. While some called her unqualified, she chose a different vocabulary. She spoke capability. She spoke purpose. She acted with confidence before anyone else believed in her. She used her words as foundation, as protection, as prophecy, and eventually the world followed her lead. You must do the same. Speak life over your future. Say, I am chosen. I am prepared. I am rising. Let those words become your rhythm. Let them echo until your actions reflect your declarations. Words never return void. They create the world they speak of. So speak with clarity, speak with confidence. Don't talk based on what you see, talk based on what you've decided it will become. Speak what you want until you see what you've spoken. This isn't delusion, it's discipline. It's the sacred practice of calling things forth in faith. Just as Romans 4:17 says, God calls things that are not as though they were. This is how belief is strengthened. Not just through thoughts, but through speech. When you say, I am capable, you're not lying. You're conditioning. When you say, I am qualified, you're not faking. You're aligning. Words shape identity, identity shapes outcomes. Reject limiting language. Remove phrases like, I can't or I never. Replace them with, I am learning, I am becoming, I am built for this. Speak as though heaven is listening. Speak like your words matter, because they do. You are not waiting for permission from the world. Your voice is your authority. Your tongue is your pen. Your words are your prophecy. What you declare consistently becomes what you live eventually. Let today be a turning point. From careless speech to commanding presence. From reaction to intention. From self-doubt to self-direction. Because when your words rise, your world cannot stay the same. Speak with power. Speak with direction. Keep speaking until what you say becomes what you see. Set your vision in stone, but let your path be fluid like water. There is a difference between the destination and the direction. The vision must remain fixed, bold, clear, and unwavering. But the path to reach it must stay flexible. Too many confuse the two. When one plan falls apart, many abandon the dream altogether. When a single door closes, they assume the vision was flawed, but destiny doesn't unfold in a straight line. It twists, bends, and demands resilience. Your ability to adjust is what determines how far you'll go. The path may shift, but the promise remains. The Israelites were given a clear destination, the promised land. That part never changed. But their journey was filled with deserts, delays, unexpected battles, and turns they never anticipated. They wandered, they adapted, they grew, and through it all, the destination remained unchanged. That's the lesson. Your method may need to change 100 times, but your goal should remain fixed. If one road is blocked, find another. If a door slams shut, knock elsewhere. If the map tears, draw a mutant. But never stop aiming for the treasure. One figure in history exemplified this perfectly. He began life in a factory, earning just a few dollars a week, but he didn't let that define him. He climbed through learning, strategic alliances, and sheer adaptability. When one path failed, he didn't stop, he shifted. He didn't treat closed doors as ends. He saw them as redirections. His goal was excellence. His method was fluid. That's the mindset you must adopt. Learn to bend without breaking. A tree that won't bend in the storm will snap, but the one that moves with the wind stays standing. That's how you remain rooted through change. Vision requires strength, but your strategy needs flexibility. The world keeps evolving. What once worked may no longer serve you. A skill that once gave you the edge might now be outdated. Wisdom is knowing when to let go of a broken plan. Don't mistake a detour for a defeat. Just because you've taken the long road doesn't mean you've lost your way. Sometimes the long road is the exact route you needed. It's not about how direct your path is. It's about how determined your spirit stays. Keep your eyes locked on the peak, even if the trail disappears beneath your feet. When you can't see ahead, vision becomes your compass. Build with conviction, but walk with humility. Be ready to change methods, not missions. Change your tactics, not your target. Stay rooted in your why, even as the how keeps evolving. This is how champions operate. Clear in purpose, flexible in process. Flexibility isn't weakness, it's intelligence in motion. It's strength that knows how to adjust. The greatest mistake you can make is clinging to a failed strategy just to save face. Don't let pride chain you to a path that no longer works. Be willing to reassess, shift, rebuild, not because your dream is over, but because you're smart enough to evolve with your journey. Remember this always. Your strategy serves your vision, it doesn't own it. Let your dream be your mountain, solid and unmovable. Let your plan be your river, flowing and adaptable. However winding the road becomes, never lose sight of where you're going. Hold your vision steady. Let your approach remain flexible. That's how you'll arrive, stronger, wiser, and right where you were always meant to be. Own your power to choose completely. Everything begins not with your circumstances, but with your decisions. Too many wait for perfect timing, for the right mood, for ideal conditions. But life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards those who move with clarity and boldness. In Deuteronomy 30:19, it says clearly, "I've set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life." This isn't advice. It's a declaration of your authority, because choice is the steering wheel of destiny. Where your life goes next is not up to fate. It is directed by the decision you make now. Most people don't fail due to lack of talent. They fail because they never fully committed. They hesitate, they second guess, they leave themselves too many exits. But indecision, though it seems safe, is the slowest path to self-destruction. Every time you delay a decision, you bury potential. Every postponed dream is a seed that never breaks the surface. Your future isn't waiting for conditions to align, it's waiting for you to decide. Every excuse you accept becomes another brick in the wall standing between you and your future. But everything shifts the moment you truly decide. That single decision becomes your point of power. It's the moment when momentum sparks, when energy builds, and when the world around you begins to respond, not to chance, but to your clarity and conviction. It's not about having all the resources, it's about having resolve. The world makes way for the person who moves with purpose. One historical figure demonstrated this with unmatched courage. Though born into unthinkable oppression, she didn't wait for conditions to change, she moved with conviction. She risked her life again and again for the sake of others. Her decision didn't just change her story, it planted seeds of freedom for generations to come. That same power to choose lies in you now. Choose the standard you will live by. Choose the line you will no longer cross, the level of excellence you will hold yourself to. Choose the direction of your life, where you're headed, and what's worth devoting yourself to. Eliminate the excuses. Cast aside the voice that says not yet. Let this be the moment you stop hesitating and start becoming. Once you decide, the world rearranges. Resources that were hidden appear. Doors that were closed start to open, not because everything outside changed, but because you did. Your decision shifts your energy. You stop entertaining doubt. You begin acting with certainty, and that certainty carries influence. Don't overlook this. Indecision is the enemy of destiny. It robs you of momentum, weakens your confidence, and keeps you circling when you were meant to advance. But decision brings clarity, and clarity accelerates progress. The moment you choose with finality, your habits, relationships, and surroundings begin to realign. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right feeling. Decide now. Decide who you are. Decide what you're here to do. Decide what future you're building. And then let your words, your steps, and your presence confirm it. Lives of greatness don't emerge from chance. They are forged in decision. The turning point is always the moment someone says, I choose now. That moment holds more power than decades of indecision. Once you make that choice, your life will begin to follow your lead. So choose decisively, choose with courage, choose with fire, choose life, and do not look back. You were never meant to crawl, you were born to rise. Inside you is more than biology or breath. There is a sacred purpose, a divine assignment woven into every season of your life, waiting for you to say yes. As one ancient promise declares, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. These are not idle words. They are declarations from eternity about your significance. You are not here by accident. Your life is not random. You are a vessel of purpose, crafted with precision and launched into the world for a reason. Life may have tried to limit you, people may have overlooked you, but destiny knows your name. Your moment is not on the horizon, it's here. Walk like someone carrying purpose. Let your presence announce that you were born for more. Speak as if your words carry the weight of your calling, because they do. Don't let fear or rejection water down your message. Move like someone whose moment has arrived, because it has. Consider one remarkable life that defied all odds. She had no sight, no hearing, but she had vision, and she refused to be silenced. She didn't wait for opportunity, she created it. She believed she mattered, and because she did, the world began to believe it too. You must carry that same belief. Your voice is not insignificant. Your voice is not irrelevant. You don't need permission to rise. The dream inside you is sacred. Guard it. Grow it. Let it breathe. All the detours, all the delays, they were part of the preparation. Nothing has been wasted. You must hold on to that truth. Your time is not someday, it is now. The moment you step forward with conviction, something shifts. Seen and unseen forces begin to align. The world takes notice. You send a clear signal that you remember who you are, that you were never meant to live in fear or stay in the shadows. You were born to rise, and rise you will. So ask yourself, What would change if you believed fully and without hesitation that anything was possible? What if doubt was no longer your default setting and belief became your new foundation? Because the truth is, your life will never rise higher than the thoughts you allow, the vision you carry, and the belief you protect. When you learn to believe as if no limitation could stop you, the world begins to respond, not all at once, but in quiet shifts, new doors, unexpected turns. Possibility starts with perspective. And when that perspective is rooted in conviction, not fear, transformation becomes inevitable. This isn't just motivation, it's a call to action. Believe like it's already yours. Think like the breakthrough is already happening. Act like the future you've imagined is unfolding in real time. Because when you learn to believe as if anything is possible,